That's probably the coolest smartphone box I've ever seen. Okay, I still can't believe this is real. So, we've got 7 of the rarest limited edition smartphones, ranging from $620 to $122,000. Yeah. Giveaway? But yeah, let's start with the cheapest, because what's kind of confusing me is, how is this $620? That's the same price as the normal version of this phone, the Oppo Ace 2, and that phone comes in like a tidgy little box like this. This one's presented like a fine wine, apart from all the warning signs around it. Wow. This is how you do it. This is how you make a limited edition phone. Look at this. Proper solid plastic, this. And just to kind of explain, this whole limited edition is based off a Japanese anime. It's called Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is about, how do I say this, pilots who insert themselves into robots to control them. That sounded better in my head. But the point is that this capsule is the capsule that the pilots insert themselves into so that they can mount the machines. Yeah. Anyways, so you open it up from the top. It's just this one compartment here. You've got the phone on top and wow! You've got a very custom case. Not for me, but I support where they're coming from. Like if you're gonna buy a phone like this, you want something that looks different, and so it would be a shame if you had to cover that difference up with a normal case. We've got a custom pair of earphones. We've got a custom 65 watt, I think it's a Super VOOC charger. Cable. This is kind of very lightly custom. It's mostly just a normal black cable, but with like gray and red accents. I'm a fan of this. Even the SIM ejector tool's custom. I couldn't tell you what it is, but I'm sure it's relevant. It's busy. There's details and different colors and accents like everywhere. And again, not for me, but I appreciate this. It would have been very easy for Oppo to just take a normal version of this phone and like just whack an Evangelion logo onto it, but they haven't done that. See what the home screen looks like. That's not a particularly pretty home screen. But all of this still just makes its price all the more confusing. Like, why? It's a good phone, it's got a top-end Snapdragon 865 chip, a 90Hz OLED display, and they put in all this effort to only make 10,000 units of it. Which might sound like a lot, but you've got to remember that with a company the size of Oppo, when they make phones, they're planning on selling 100 times that. Anywho, it's not just that one. This whole concept of affordable limited edition phones, it kind of seems to be part of Oppo's strategy. Because then you've got this. They're even rarer, Find X2, League of Legends Collector's Edition. Only 3,000 units made, exclusive to China. How much is it? $800. The same price as their normal Find X2. Maybe I shouldn't have gymmed before this. That's probably the coolest smartphone box I've ever seen. Look at this. Wow. No way. Oppo are the current kings in my book of the limited edition. What is happening? Whew. Oh, I'm done. The kings. This is incredible. This is so well done. I'm so impressed. So, this phone, I kind of really like it, but I don't love it. So the gold accents, I'm a fan. The gold camera cutout, I'm a fan. In the teaser images, it looked really magical and mystical. It had like a 3D element to it. But in reality, it's actually just a bit flat. That makes it sound bad. It's not bad. It's just minor gripe. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, got a little card here which says 1 of 3,000, and it's like holographic. I love these limited edition SIM ejectors, that's so fun. We've got another super fast 65 watt charger. Custom earphones again. I'm getting spoiled. They've got like a pearlescent finish in them. God. Cable, oh, that's nice. This is like a almost metallic looking braided USB-C cable. Oh, that's a case, and that's a nice case. Do you know, this almost fixes the one complaint I had with the back. You know how I was saying that the design looked a bit flat? This kind of adds that depth. It's now like you've got a window to look into the radiating aura inside your phone with. Or maybe I'm just overthinking it. I'm so impressed though, and the whole thing does make you wonder, why did Oppo bother? Like surely, designing everything here, from the paint job, to the accessories, to this insane packaging, to the software skin on this phone, for just the sake of 3,000 copies, all to be sold at the same price as the normal phone? This is not making money. So I'm assuming the purpose of it is to serve as like an organic advert. They know that if they just create something outrageous, they're gonna get another round of media coverage. and that might bring people's attention to Oppo's other phones. Alrighty, the next one's actually from Xiaomi. This is a weird one, in that, as far as I can see, you can't buy it. So a couple of months ago, Xiaomi launched their Mi 10T phones. And this is like a commemorative package to show off their highest end version of that, the Mi 10T Pro. So, this is the phone, and in some ways, this is like the highest end that money can buy. It's got a 144Hz refresh rate, a 108 megapixel camera, a 5000 mAh battery. But in other ways, it's kind of fairly mid-range. Like it's got an LCD display, not OLED. Anyways, got a case, I think that's the first thing. Very nice, sort of hyper-textured carbon fiber. We've got like an oversized wallet here, and then just like an entire compartment of stuff. There's like a luggage tag, and then there's two more bags that I think I'm just gonna refer to as little pouch and big pouch. Really, really nice, high-grade set of accessories. They've just got very little to do with the phone. All right, now for something a little smaller. This is Samsung's shot at a limited edition, the BTS Galaxy S20 Plus. Now, the phone on its own, just this little box here, is $1,200. That's more expensive than every limited edition so far. But this actually comes in two parts, and the whole thing together is $1,400. And for those of you who don't know BTS, this is like a dream collab for a phone company. They're a Korean pop group with possibly the most devoted fan base on the planet. Like as soon as they announced this, Samsung broke every previous record they'd had for engagement levels. Their Twitter was off the scale. Anyway, the box is fairly normal looking. You've got a special edition sleeve which has 7 hearts. I think that's to symbolize the 7 different members of this group. And take that off. Okay, to be fair, they've put in some effort here. This is what a normal Galaxy S20 box might look like. And compared to that, we've got embossed purple text, we've got a BTS logo, they've even actually hidden tiny little hearts in the pattern on the front. Okay, let's take a lookie. Standard power brick, standard cable, and standard pair of AKG earphones. I mean, so far, this isn't as inspired as Oppo's editions, but I'm guessing a big part of their budget probably went into just getting BTS on board. There is also a top compartment here. Ah, this is where you get some special stuff. Goodness me. Okay, so you've got a set of psychedelic looking stickers here. I think it's got the names of all the different members, and you've got photos of all of them. And here's the phone. I like almost everything about this. This is super well done, except for that pink heart in the camera. And let's just have a very quick look at the user interface. Not really a fan of that, to be honest. I feel like if you're going to make a custom edition, the very least you need to do is to make sure the icons on the home screen are all themed. And the second part of it is Galaxy Buds. Well, Galaxy Buds Plus, actually. And as far as I'm aware, this is a special box. Again, lots of BTS detailing. They're kind of exactly what you would expect them to be. They're purple, shiny, BTS-style Galaxy Buds. The only weird thing, actually, is that the colour of that doesn't seem to match the colour of the phone. Now, this second box is... Oh, okay. You get a case for the case. There is one more thing. I've got a sneaking suspicion what it is. It's more photos. I've got an entire collection of these guys' faces. But no, like on a serious note, like I could imagine someone being very, very happy with this. People just love BTS. Like I remember one time, Samsung literally just posted a photo of one of the guys in this group holding their phones. Look at those engagement numbers. All right, screw it. It's my time to shine. I'm putting that one on Instagram. I'm expecting some big things. All right. The phones you've seen so far have been very much about trying to sell something at a similar price to the normal phone, but just doing something special so that it gives people something to talk about. But this is where we start getting expensive. This is still an Oppo, like the first two phones, but instead of being a Find X2, this is a Find X2 Pro. And instead of being a collaboration with League of Legends, this is a collaboration with Lamborghini. That's when you know it's serious. And while I couldn't find an exact number of units made, I remember I did see a headline saying that when it launched in Germany, there were only 35 phones available. It's pretty clean looking. This is nice. This feels really, really high end. Okay, it opens like a Lamborghini. This is like I think they call them scissor doors they have on the actual cars. Oh yes, that is my kind of case. Oh, that's so nice. It's like two-tone, it's textured, it's matte. Big fan. And all these accessories actually. So you've got a car charger here, which is part carbon fiber on top. And it's that matched with gold. It's such a classy finish. This is a set of wireless earphones, which is actually a rarity to be included in a smartphone box, because this is normally the way that companies get you to spend just a little bit more than you were planning to. And again, carbon fiber and gold. Okay, this speaks to me. This is a nice cable. I haven't even seen the phone yet, but I'm such a fan of this look. And it's finished off with another 65-watt charger. This is probably my favorite so far. I like the fact that they've kept it fairly simple. It's not crazy. They've stuck to two colors, just black and gold. And what they have added is class. Like this Lamborghini logo at the bottom here, I think that adds something to the phone. The only thing I would say, right, is that I like car-branded phones. I think they're cool. But I don't really want my phone to look like a car. They've actually adjusted the shape of the phone to make it look like a sports car bonnet. And I don't think I quite like it. The software's not bad, but I think it's one of those things I'd probably use for a week or so and then change back to something a bit cleaner, a bit more conventional. Okay, it's time. It's time we moved from very expensive to extreme, because the smartphone sitting inside this box is worth no less than $9,990. I was shown a drawing of it like a month ago, and I forced myself to not look at it since then, so I've pretty much forgotten what it looked like, but this is special. It's made by the company Caviar. They basically just create the most ludicrous custom smartphones. And just for a bit of context, this is based on the Apple I computer, which is the first product ever made by Apple. Literally when the company was just a few guys working from a garage. The Apple I is it's like the holy grail for Apple collectors. Flumminack, wow. Okay, that's incredible though. So, underneath, we've got a certificate of authenticity, we've got international warranty, and we've got a brochure about the Apple I collection. There is earpods, which I guess you wouldn't get with a normal iPhone. Lightning cable and, oh okay, so this is one of Caviar's specialized SIM ejector tools. It's shaped after a fish because caviar are fish eggs. Oh, this thing is just nuts. I actually love it. So, at its core, this is a 128GB iPhone 12 Pro, but just very, very custom. The back is mostly wood, nothing crazy valuable, but they're sticking with the theme. They're trying to make something that looks like that first computer. There's so much going on here. Like this logo that you're seeing in the top right, that's the same logo that Apple carved into the Apple I computers. It is crazy to think that this company, who's now so sophisticated and polished, they were just 40 years ago, like doodling the word Apple onto their products. This is a monitor, the kind of screen that you would plug the Apple I into. And for this phone, it's actually made of titanium. And then right at the bottom, this is what you're paying for. This is an actual fragment of an Apple I computer. And I'm assuming the scarcity of that part is the reason that they only made 9 of these phones. And this one's actually number 1. But yeah, the detailing is spot on. This is cool. All right. On to the last one. This is the most expensive phone I've ever held. Actually, no, scrap that. This is the most expensive thing that's ever been in this room. It's probably worth more than me. We're talking $122,000. Okay. I'm really struggling to wrap my head around that figure. Like if the Apple I phone at $10,000 is like extreme, then what do you even call this? This is like the ultimate god tier, unfathomable, sell your kidney phone. For $122,000, you could buy 122 iPhone 12 Pros, 244 PlayStation 5s, or, you know, a 6-bedroom house in Albania. Alrighty. Okay, let's do it. I don't even have any words. This is just, I mean, it's even got a light shining down on it. That's ridiculous. I think it's going to be pretty much the same stuff as before. So we've got international warranty as well as some sort of certificate of ownership. It says Caviar iPhone 12 Pro, and they're calling this Victory Pure Gold, which I guess is a bit of a spoiler as to what's in it. So we've got, yep, normal Apple charger. We've got earpods again. I mean, AirPods would have been nice. And same cable, same SIM ejector tool. Okay, so I've got the product page loaded up here. The entire thing is 18 karat gold. It's so heavy. Oh my God. It's like you've got like a gold ingot. It's probably at least the weight of 1.5, maybe 2 phones. Okay, that would explain the price. So you've seen diamonds, right? You might know that they're graded on a scale. You have diamonds with imperfections, then diamonds with slight imperfections, then diamonds with very slight imperfections, and then the highest 2 grades of diamond are very, very slight and flawless. And the diamonds being used on this are very, very slight. But the kicker is that there's 55 of them. Where do you go from here? I mean, even if you could afford it, I struggle to see someone buying this phone and still taking it out day to day. It's just so much value to have in your pocket. But, I mean, it is beautiful. You don't see stuff like this every day. If you're wondering what it is, I don't think it's based on like one thing in particular, but I think it's largely inspired by French Baroque design. Baroque, not broke. Although, you might be after buying this phone. Kind of looks a bit like my old curtains. Can't really unsee it now. And actually, I've just realized if you look really closely, there's almost like microscopic detail here. Everything from between the flowers to between the rails on the sides. It's almost like it's probably done with a laser. I'm just gonna carefully put this back. And that's pretty much it. This has been an absolutely crazy video. It's been 2 months of me kind of emailing people, collecting all these different phones just for one killer bit of content. So if you did enjoy it, do consider subscribing, that'd be amazing. My name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'll catch you in the next one.